A summer health guide for seniors.
I'm
Hello?
Nara,
A family medicine specialist. And your health guardian. Wow, the Welfare Center auditorium is full of excitement today. Is it because of the heat of my lecture? Or the weather outside? That's right, it's really hot these days, isn't it? Especially these tropical nights that keep me awake at night. Today we're going to have an exciting conversation with you about how to maintain your health in old age. Under the topic of tropical nights, the terror of the night. Do you know what a tropical night is? Yes, it's a night when the lowest temperature remains above 25 degrees Celsius. The Korea Meteorological Administration officially defines a tropical night as a phenomenon in which the lowest temperature remains above 25
Celsius
degrees
from midnight
to 900 a.m. the next day. Tropical nights are when the temperature does not drop enough at night, preventing our bodies from escaping heat stress. I recently looked up some data and it says that the summer of 2025 is predicted to be one of the hottest ever. Due to the impact of climate change, abnormal weather phenomena are occurring frequently around the world. South Korea is no exception. In particular, the Korean peninsula is expected to experience more severe heat waves due to the strong influence of the North Pacific high pressure system, which is characterized by high temperatures and humidity in the summer, without the air conditioner, are getting longer. If this heat continues day and night, our seniors' health will be in danger. Tropical nights don't just keep you awake. They can have a devastating effect on various geriatric diseases. Today I'll tell you those scary stories in a very easy, fun, and very professional way. Well, shall we start with the first story? Tropical nights, insomnia, and poor sleep quality
are the problems.
Everyone, are you getting a good night's sleep? I'm sure many of you have said things like,
I tossed
and turned all night and finally fell asleep.
Or I can't count how many times I woke up in
When
the middle of
tropical
the
nights
night.
persist, it becomes difficult to fall asleep. It becomes
even if
difficult
you
to
do fall
sleep deeply.
asleep.
Our bodies naturally transition into sleep mode at night as our body temperature drops. But tropical nights prevent this drop in body temperature. In other words, because the body is constantly exposed
And
to
cannot
heat,
cool
down, it becomes difficult for the brain to induce deep sleep. Additionally, if the humidity is high, the discomfort index increases, making it even more difficult to
our
fall
bodies
asleep.
recover from the fatigue
Accumulated during the day, repair damaged cells, and strengthen our immune
During
system.
sleep,
The brain performs important roles
accumulated
in clearing
during the
waste,
day.
organizing memories, and regulating emotions. But what happens when tropical nights reduce? Sleep quality? Fatigue builds up first, and immunity weakens. Older people tend to sleep less than younger people, and their sleep patterns often change, making it difficult to sleep deeply. However, tropical nights can make the decline even greater. In particular, it interferes with deep sleep, such as REM sleep or slow-wave sleep. So you wake up feeling unrefreshed and your body feels heavy. Not getting enough sleep can lead to decreased energy during the day, poor concentration, and poor memory. It's not just a bad mood, but chronic fatigue builds up in the body, weakening resistance to various diseases. One study found that chronic sleep deprivation increases the risk of developing dementia. Toxic proteins like beta amyloid in the brain are primarily eliminated during sleep, but lack of sleep can accelerate the accumulation of these waste products, increasing the risk of Alzheimer's disease. If you don't get enough sleep at night, it can affect your brain activity during the day, which can lead to a decline in cognitive function. You may find yourself becoming more forgetful or having difficulty learning new information. So please remember that tropical nights can threaten not only insomnia, but also our brain health. Getting enough sleep is not just about rest, but an essential investment in the health of our body and mind. Next, let's examine how tropical nights affect the cardiovascular health of our seniors. Scary names like high blood pressure, diabetes, myocardial infarction, and stroke. Tropical nights can be a catalyst that worsens these diseases. It is normal for our bodies to lower blood pressure and stabilize our heart rate while we sleep at night. This is called nocturnal blood pressure reduction, and it is the process by which our cardiovascular system prepares
rests
for the next day. However, if you can't get a good night's sleep due to tropical nights, your sympathetic nerves will remain excited even at night. This means your body will continue to be tense and stressed. If this happens, your blood pressure may not drop normally and may remain high or even rise further. For those who already have high blood pressure, this is a very dangerous situation, as it makes it more difficult to control blood pressure and increases the risk of developing complications. As blood pressure variability increases, the risk of stroke or myocardial infarction also increases. Also, when we don't get enough sleep at night, our body's levels of the stress hormone cortisol increase, which raises blood sugar levels because it promotes glucose production in the liver and increases insulin resistance. For those with diabetes, this is a red flag for blood sugar control. When blood sugar levels become unstable, the risk of complications increases, so special care is needed. Moreover, prolonged sleepless nights increase
The body's
inflammatory response, and the blood becomes thicker, increasing the risk of blood clots. As blood viscosity increases, and the function of vascular endothelial cells decreases, the tendency for blood to clot blocks a blood vessel in the heart or brain. It can lead to life-threatening conditions such as myocardial infarction. In particular, there are many elderly people who wake up frequently in the early morning to urinate. If they wake up at night due to the heat, they will have to go to the bathroom. And the risk of falling due to severe orthostatic hypotension or dizziness can lead to fractures, making movement difficult and significantly reducing quality of life. In fact, there are statistics showing that during the summer, when tropical nights are severe, the number of elderly people visiting the emergency room due to cardiovascular disease, the incidence of heart attacks and strokes, tends to increase in the summer, especially during periods of prolonged tropical nights. It's important to remember that tropical nights aren't just hot nights. They can be a silent killer that threatens cardiovascular health. It is important to consistently take your usual blood pressure or diabetes medications and consult with your medical staff to determine whether medication adjustments are necessary. The third is the relationship between tropical nights and heat-related illnesses. Heat stroke, heat exhaustion, heat cramps. Just hearing the name sounds scary, right? Older people have a lower ability to regulate their body than younger people. This is because the function of the sweat glands decreases due to body aging, making it difficult to sweat smoothly and reducing blood flow to dissipate heat. Additionally, compared to younger people, they have less water in their bodies, and their sense of thirst is dull, making them vulnerable to dehydration. Tropical nights, where the heat that accumulates during the day continues into the night. When our body temperature rises, we sweat to cool down and increase blood circulation to dissipate heat. However, if the temperature remains high, even at night due to tropical nights, this process does not occur properly. As heat accumulates in the body, the risk of heat-related illness increases rapidly, especially since your body continues to fight off heat while you sleep at night. You may already be exhausted the next morning because their sense of thirst is also dulled. Older adults can become dehydrated without even realizing it. If dehydration becomes severe, the blood concentration becomes thicker, which increases the risk of blood clots as mentioned earlier. In severe cases, it can lead to kidney failure. One of my patients was a grandmother in her 80s. She had been sleeping with the air conditioner on all night to save money on a hot summer night, and then suddenly lost consciousness and collapsed in the early morning. When you arrived at the hospital, your body temperature was already close to 40 degrees, and you were diagnosed with heat stroke. He was able to get to the hospital quickly and recover, but it was a situation that could have been life-threatening. Heat stroke is a very serious condition and can be fatal. If a high fever or change in consciousness occurs, call 119 and move the person to a cool place for emergency treatment. Tropical nights are a terrifying thing that gradually tires our bodies. Even while we sleep, and in severe cases, can even threaten our lives. It's not just a matter of enduring the heat. So what can we do to protect our health from these dreadful tropical nights? Now comes the most important part. Let me give you 3 key life rules. If you just follow these 3 things, you can escape the fear of tropical nights and enjoy a healthy summer. First, hydration. Get into the habit of drinking water, even if you're not thirsty. Seniors should drink water consciously because they feel less thirsty. Aim to drink at least 8 glasses of water a day, but drink small amounts frequently, rather than too much at once. You can think of it as consistently drinking about 1 cup every hour. If you're tired of plain water, you can also drink lukewarm caffeine-free teas, like barley tea or corn tea. Eating fruits and vegetables rich in water, such as cucumbers and watermelon. However, it is recommended to avoid drinks with a lot of sugar and alcohol that promotes diuresis, as these can actually cause dehydration by taking away water from the body. Alcohol, in particular, should be avoided on summer nights as it reduces the ability to regulate body temperature. Always keep cold water in the fridge. And get into the habit of drinking a glass before going to bed, and another glass when you wake up at night. It's also a good idea to keep a cup of water next to your bed. Second, indoor temperature and humidity management. The optimal indoor temperature in summer is 26 to 28 degrees, and humidity is recommended to be maintained with air conditioners or fans appropriately 60% to maintain this range. Use fans indirectly so that they do not touch your body directly. It is recommended to turn off air conditioners every 1 to 2 hours and open windows for ventilation. Be careful not to use the air conditioner for too long in a closed space, as this can lead to air conditioning sickness. Air conditioning sickness can cause symptoms such as headache, runny nose, cough, and muscle pain, and can weaken the immune system. Directing the air conditioner towards the ceiling and sleeping with a thin blanket also helps maintain body temperature. If you find it difficult to use the air, conditioner, or find electricity bills burdensome, it is a good idea to actively utilize
Welfare
nearby
centers
senior
or
centers
heat
or heat shelters. Local government-run heat shelters are not only cool, but also safe spaces where seniors can gather, chat, and escape the
Ministry of
heat. Health and Welfare has designated and operates heat shelters across the
Please
country
inquire at your local community center or public
to
health
confirm
center.
their location. Third, regular lifestyle habits. It is important to maintain regular meal and sleep schedules. It is not good to stay up too late or take a nap too long during the day because you cannot sleep at night. Short naps of less than 30 minutes can help you sleep better at night. During the day, avoid going out as much as possible between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. when the sun is strong. If you must go out, wear cool clothes and be sure to wear a hat or parasol. It is best to avoid the strongest sunlight and take a walk early in the morning or in the evening after the sun is set. Please choose loose-fitting clothing made of cotton that is well ventilated and absorbs sweat well. Light indoor exercise or stretching can help with blood circulation, but excessive outdoor exercise can actually be detrimental. It is especially wise for the elderly to avoid excessive physical activity in hot weather and to lower the intensity of their exercise compared to usual. It is recommended to eat mainly light, easily digestible food and avoid hot, spicy, and salty foods. It is also important to consume plenty of fresh vegetables and fruits to supplement vitamins and minerals. Lastly, listen to your body's signals and communicate with those around you. Elderly people often do not express themselves well, even when they are physically unwell. If you suddenly feel dizzy, nauseous, or unusually weak, rest immediately and move to
a cool place.
Don't ignore even mild symptoms, and be sensitive to the signals your body sends, and don't struggle alone. Ask your family or people around you for help. Children and neighbors should frequently check on the well-being of the elderly and help them visit a medical institution without delay. If they experience any unusual symptoms, especially more careful attention is needed for the elderly who live alone or those with mobility difficulties. It is also important to know emergency contact information in advance, such as local health centers or 119 ambulances. Recently, local governments have been providing home health care and phone calls to seniors who are vulnerable to heat waves. By actively utilizing these services, you can enjoy a safer summer. Tropical nights are a difficult time for everyone, but they can be especially dangerous for the elderly. However, if you follow the health guidelines I've shared with you today and take care of those around you, you can survive this hot summer in good health. Tropical nights no longer the terror of that night. If we all work together wisely, we can overcome this. If today's lecture helped you in any way to enjoy a healthy summer, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. This is a summer lifestyle guide for seniors. See you next time. Thank you. Bye.